shaven this year?
A little bit.
No
Shaving
helmet?
tonight.
Why?
It's just thinking it was a more professional look. I've had a lot of people tell me that, Rod, if you want to go into broadcasting, you're probably going to need to clean it up a little bit. So that's what I'm going for.
So that means the helmet's out.
Probably. Probably.
Not too many kickers in the NFL with beards though either, right? You don't see many kickers with facial hair in the league, do you?
I haven't noticed too many of them, but there's plenty of interesting characters in the league with varying degrees of facial hair. So we'll see what happens.
Do you study those NFL guys pretty heavily? I mean, are you the kind of guy that can kind of rattle off of several of them, or is it just kind of a secondary thing for you?
It's interesting you mentioned that. Our special teams coordinator, Coach Fountain, actually gave us an assignment a few weeks ago to go out and pick a professional player at your position among the specialists and just do a study of them. So for the last few weeks, I've been studying Greg Zuerlein, the kicker for the Rams. I believe he had the best field goal percentage in the league last year. He was something like 38 of 40. Incredible year. Him and Johnny Hecker both went to the Pro Bowl, and so I've been studying him. But there are a lot of kickers in the NFL that, of course, they're very good at their job. They're very good at what they do, and that's why they're there, and that's why they get paid a lot of money to make field goals and hit good kickoffs for their teams. So it has been something that I've done recently, not just with Zuerlein for the Rams, but with other kickers over the years, where I try and study them and try and take tidbits here or there from some of the best guys in the league.
How different does it feel this year? I mean, every other preseason that you've had, you've been not even just knowing whether you had a starting position. I guess technically you don't know that now, but not knowing whether you had a scholarship or not. Does it feel different this fall? Certainly with all you accomplished in the postseason and last year in general.
I'm trying to treat this preseason how I've treated every preseason. I'm trying to go into it with just tenacity and just the drive that I want to be the best that I can be. I'm just trying to go in and just attack each and every day and stay hungry and just try and approach every day like I still have something to prove, because I do. No matter what gets said, there's tough competition at every single position across the board on this team each and every day. So I'm just trying to go out and compete my butt off as best I can.
How much pride did you take in the kickoffs last year? I know something you talked about last season. You really made an effort to work on last year. I don't have the percentage in front of me, but a lot of touchbacks. You had really done a good job with that. How proud were you of all that last year?
I was really just proud that I was able to be of more help to the team. That was something that the team needed of me. They needed more production out of me in that area, and so I was just happy to be able to just improve in that area, and I'm just looking to continue to improve going into this season. We're just trying to be the most complete players that we can be as specialists, help out the team in as many ways as we can. So I'm looking forward to continue to do that this season.
You're more famous than you were before the Rose Bowl championship game. Any kind of moments that surprise you about people knowing who you are?
I can certainly appreciate being recognized for a good performance on the field, but it's not something that I'm actively looking out for. It's always nice when someone might recognize you on the side of the street and they ask to take a picture or sign their hat or something like that. It's always a really nice experience, but it's not something that I really focus on. I just really focus on trying to produce as best I can on the field every day.
Anybody notable like reach out to you or vice versa or something?
Jerry Rice followed me on Twitter. That was pretty cool.
Did you DM them?
Not yet. I might. I know he's doing a little bit of like broadcasting and analyst type things for NFL Network right now, so I might reach out to him soon.
How often are you stopped for a picture and that kind of thing? Since they call you, hey, Hot Rod, come over here.
Kind of all depends on where I am. Around Athens, it might happen every other time I go out somewhere. I'll go to Kroger or go out on a date with my girlfriend or something like that, and someone will come up to me when I finish eating and ask for a picture. But the further away we get from Athens, it becomes a little bit more normal, and I can, go through a day and nothing really happens.
I guess, what is the more clean cut look done for that? I mean, are you a little bit more incognito now that you don't have the beard?
I kind of hoped that would be the case, but WSB TV did a thing with some of the players over the summer. They did a little featurette, and I was a part of that, like 2 or 3 days after I had done the clean shave. So that kind of got the word out pretty quick that I had changed up the look, so it hadn't really had too much of an effect.
I understand you went to Brazil in the off season. Did you get recognized there at all?
Only by my family.
It's your mom who's from there?
Yes, sir.
And so how many extended family as a result of that you had?
Well, I don't know exactly how many, but my mom always likes to tell the story that I don't remember anymore because I was too young when I said it to remember, I guess. But when we took a trip to Brazil when I was much younger, I must have been, I guess, about 7 or 8 years old. We made it our goal to see every relative on my mom's side of the family that still lived in Brazil, and we must have gone to relatives' houses for a solid week. And at the end of the trip, I think I said something like, "Mom, I must have 100 cousins," or something like that. But I don't know quite the number, but I have a lot of family over there.
What's your impressions been of Jake Kimura, and have you mentored him along some and that kind of?
Jake he's a good kid. He's come in and he has a lot of ability. He has a lot of talent, we're just trying to see what he can do. I think that he's going to be a really great asset to the team. We're really excited about what he can do, and anywhere I can help him along. More than willing to do so.
Does he remind you of yourself in any way, shape, or form when you first got here?
He's definitely goofy, like I was, and I guess you could say I still am. But I think he's very eager to show what he can do and just contribute to the team.
Who's holding for you right now? I guess Nick Moore is snapping.
Mm-hmm. Nick Moore is snapping most of the time with me, and both Jakes are doing some holding, Jake Kimura and Jake Fromm. So we're just going back and forth between those two guys right now.
Is that something that, obviously that's an important operation. Is it taking any adjustment? I know you practice the heck out of it.
I don't think so. They're both very capable guys, and I feel pretty comfortable with both of them right now.
When you had the season you had last year, you talked about looking at Zerline and some other people. Do you risk trying to improve in one area and ruin what you did well last year? How do you approach it?
You always have to approach it with the mentality and the mindset that you can improve. I didn't make every kick that I tried last year. That's of course the goal. So if there's something that I can do to be more consistent kicking field goals, and that's something that I'm going to look to do. And if there's a way that I can be a better help on kickoffs, I had some times last year where I didn't kick it where I was supposed to. So if I can just work on myself and do the drills I need to do to just improve and be more consistent, then that's what I'm going to do. And the guys in the NFL, they're the most consistent that it gets. So I think that it's never a bad idea to look to those guys to try and find some ways to improve.
You still using the pink cleats?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about the new touchback rule? How will that impact? And I know you can still kick out of the end zone, but what did you make of that, and how does that affect you as a guy that does kickoffs?
I don't think it's going to have too much an effect on me personally. I'm just going to do whatever the coaches ask me to do, whether that be to hit a touchback or not. It's just going to be doing whatever the coaches are asking of me.
So they still haven't been able to find cleats in another color? Because that's the reason you wore those pink cleats, right? Is because
Yeah.
that was the only like addition
So
they had.
that particular model, they had the pink ones, and they had some in like a neon green.
Yeah.
That's not really helping. They had some that were like black and white leopard spots with bright orange. That wasn't really helping.
Yeah.
All of the colors that came out in that particular model were even more outlandish than hot pink, if you can believe it.
Are you still on scholarship? Is that a
Yes, sir.
permanent thing?
I'm on scholarship right now.
Is your understanding it's
That's my understanding, yes, sir.
okay?
You said you and Jake have kind of been working together a lot, and you've been helping him. What's that dynamic like between the two of you?
Well, it's very, it's been a little bit of a 180, I guess you could say, going from Cam last year, who's graduate transfer and older than me, and has a little bit more life experience on him than I do, to now going to Jake, where now I'm the older one. I like to think I'm a little bit of an older brother to him. He might say otherwise, but it's just been interesting to try and not try, but just to to be mature and to just set a good example for him of just how to do things, how to be a good Georgia football player on